Welcome. So I want you to start by imagining something with me. Picture a cosmic horizon, a space way beyond time. Imagine a radiant, golden, masculine light. It's pure intention, pure outflow, and it's descending like the sun at its absolute peak. At the very same time, from below, the shimmering, silver, feminine presence begins to rise, kind of like the quiet majesty of a full moon. She is the vessel, the sacred space, the reality that is just yearning for that light. And they move toward each other, not fast, but with this inevitable pull of destiny. And right where they meet, they merge into this glowing, vibrant field of eternal life. And inside this incredible union, a single soul is standing, just held in a warm, timeless, and just profoundly loving embrace. Now, this isn't just poetry. This is a description of the deepest structure of reality, and it's the secret we're diving into today. So let's begin this journey and uncover what this really means.
Okay, so this is the verse that kind of acts as our gateway. It's from the book of Ecclesiastes, and it's King Solomon telling us to see life with the woman whom you love. Now, on the surface, that's just beautiful, practical advice for having a good life, right? But the Zohar, which is the foundational text of Kabbalah, looks at this verse and hears an entire symphony. It teaches that this really simple instruction about earthly love holds one of the deepest secrets of existence, the entire purpose of creation and the ultimate destiny of the soul.
So what is that ultimate secret? What could possibly be so profound that it's veiled inside a verse about marriage? Well, today, we're going on a complete journey through what the mystics call the Pardes. It literally means the orchard, the 4 levels of mystical meaning. We're going to peel back the layers of this verse to uncover how it describes the ultimate purpose of every single soul, to unite with a divine presence, the feminine aspect of God, known as the Shekhinah. So we've got a map for this journey. We'll start by uncovering the secret identity of this beloved woman. Then we'll explore the divine partnership she represents. After that, we're going to get into the really fascinating mechanics of their union, the sephirot, the colors, the numbers, to see how it all actually works. From there, we'll see how this ancient mystical process translates into modern ideas you'll definitely recognize, using some analogies from tech and even video games. And finally, we'll pull it all together to discover what this means for our own eternal portion of life. All right, first up, who is this woman whom you love? The Zohar tells us that on the deepest secret level, what's known as the Yesod, this verse isn't talking about a person at all. It's talking about the Shekhinah. She is the indwelling divine feminine presence, the part of God that dwells right here within creation. Sometimes she's called Knesset Israel, which means the community of Israel, but on a mystical level, it really means the spiritual soul root of all of us, the collective vessel that's just waiting to be filled with divine light. And to get a little more specific, the Shekhinah is associated with the very last of the 10 Sephirot, or divine emanations. It's called Malchut, which means kingdom. She is the culmination of the whole divine process, the vessel that receives all of the supernal flow from above and then translates it into the reality that we experience. You can think of her as the moon to God's sun, or the oral Torah that unpacks the infinite potential locked inside the written Torah. She's the ultimate interface between the infinite, unknowable God and our finite created world. So what this means is that the verse, see life with the woman whom you love, gets elevated from a story about a husband and wife to this incredible cosmic drama. It's about a partnership between 2 primary divine principles, or Sephiroth. And we're not just talking about 2 emanations. These are seen as 2 complete divine personalities, or partsufim, that represent the core duality of existence, the giver and the receiver. Now, what's really cool about this is how it breaks down this cosmic couple. On one side, you have the masculine principle, called Tiferet. Its main attribute is beauty and harmony. It's symbolized by the sun, the source of light, acting as the giver of all divine flow. This is the source of the written Torah, kind of like the seed of all potential. Then on the other side, you have Malchut, the Shekhinah, the feminine principle. Her attribute is kingdom, or sovereignty, the actualization of all that potential in our world. Her symbol is the moon, acting as the receiver, who doesn't have any light of her own, but she perfectly reflects the sun's brilliance, manifesting it as our reality. She is the oral Torah, the vast unfolding and explanation of that initial seed. Their entire relationship is built on this dynamic of bestower and receiver. And here's the wild part. Even when they seem apart, when our world feels dark or the divine presence feels hidden, the Zohar calls them Reim de Lamit Parshin, which means companions who are never truly separated. It's a total paradox, right? Their separation
is the whole drama of our existence, the source of all the striving and longing in the cosmos. But their ultimate state, their true reality, is one of perfect eternal union. In fact, the mystics teach that the entire purpose of creation and our role in it is to help make this union happen. So how does this union, what the mystics call a zivug, actually work? And how does it create life, or chaim? And I don't just mean biological existence, but true, eternal, meaningful life. This is where we get into the incredible mechanics of the cosmos. And this isn't just a metaphor. The Kabbalists describe it like a precise spiritual physics. The key to this whole process is the sephira of Yesod, which means foundation. I want you to think of it as the ultimate cosmic channel, the conduit that all this divine energy has to pass through to get into our reality. It gathers all these diverse energies from above, the boundless love and expansion from an aspect called chesed, the focused discipline and restraint from gevura, and the perfect balancing harmony from Tiferet. So Yesod takes these forces that seem like opposites, love and discipline, and it synthesizes them, focusing all of it into a single, unified stream of life-giving energy, Shefa, and it delivers it directly to Malchut, the Shekhinah. And that flow, that is what the mystics call chechim, true eternal life. The mystics describe this flow with this absolutely stunning palette of spiritual colors. It starts as a pure white or golden light of chesed, that's unconditional love. As it descends, it integrates the powerful, fiery red of gevura, judgment and discipline. Their perfect balance in the heart center, Tiferet, creates this vibrant, harmonious green, the color of life itself, like a thriving field. And this just brilliantly illustrates the final stage. As Malchut, the Shekhinah, receives this balanced flow, it manifests as this deep, celestial blue, telet, kind of like the ocean receiving all the rivers. And it shimmers with the silver light of the moon, perfectly reflecting the now unified light from above. And believe it or not, this whole process is also encoded in numbers, which the mystics saw as the source code of reality. The divine structure is built on the foundation of 10 sephirot. It's a perfect, complete system. The goal of this system is to channel the flow of chai, or life, which in Hebrew has the numerical value of 18. This number is so significant, it's why it's a common custom to give charity in multiples of 18. And all of this is achieved through the divine koach, or power. The word koach has a numerical value of 28. This represents the power of integration, the raw potential you need to unify all the forces to create that life-giving flow. It's the power to make the union actually happen. Now, I know this can sound incredibly abstract. Sephiroth, cosmic flows, divine colors. So let's translate this entire process into a modern tech analogy. And this isn't just to make it simple. It's because the mystics were really describing a system architecture. And our modern language of systems might be one of the best ways to get our heads around our personal role in all of this. So I want you to think of your soul as a sophisticated live application. To function properly, it can't just run locally. It needs a constant, stable, high-bandwidth connection to its source environment. The Shekhinah is that divine cloud. She is the live dynamic API where all the source code, all the data streams of divine energy, or Shefa, are stored and made accessible. You could say she's the operating system of reality. So how do we connect? Well, our actions, Torah and mitzvot, or divine commandments, are the secure connection protocols. They're like the TCP/IP and SSL certificates, the specific API calls that our soul app has to use to establish a stable, uncorrupted, high-throughput connection to the cloud. They are the only way to draw down that life-sustaining data. Sin, on the other hand, that's just a network error. It's a firewall misconfiguration, severe packet loss, or even a DDoS attack that disrupts or severs the connection. And what happens then? It forces our soul to run on limited, cached local resources. And we all know what happens then. It lags, it gets corrupted, and eventually it leads to a system crash. Okay, to make this even clearer, let's look at this dynamic through two different models that appeal to different parts of our brain. There's a model for the heart, which we can think of as a video game. And there's a model for the analytical mind, which we can see as cosmic engineering. They're both describing the same reality, just in different languages. So in the video game version, you're the player character. You're the hero on a grand quest. Your goal is to complete the main story of creation. The Shekhinah is the ultimate companion character, the one who is essential to unlock the final levels and defeat the final boss of disconnection. The mitzvot, they're the main story quests. By completing them, you build your relationship, you prove your worthiness, and you finally get to unite with your companion. The result? You unlock the Tree of Life skill tree, which grants you infinite life energy and access to all the game worlds. Now, in the cosmic engineering model, you're a system engineer. Your goal isn't to win, it's to achieve a stable, continuous output.
The divine masculine, Tiferet, that's the core processor, the CPU. The Shekhinah Malchut is the user interface, the UI, and the primary output device for all of reality. For the system to produce life without errors or crashes, the CPU and the UI have to be perfectly synced. The mitzvot are the engineering protocols and the fine-tuning you perform to ensure that perfect synchronization. So the crucial point is, in both models, our actions are what drive the union. We are not spectators here. We are the active agents.
Okay, so what does this all mean for us? Right here, right now, let's bring it all home and see how this mystical process reveals the ultimate purpose of our existence. This isn't just theology, it's the blueprint for a lived reality.
The verse says, see life with the woman you love. It doesn't say get life or earn life. It says to see it, to perceive it. It's a state of being, a mode of consciousness. This connection to the Shekhinah, this perfected union that our actions help create, it isn't some reward waiting for us in the afterlife. It is the experience of eternal life, and it is available to us in every single moment that we choose to create that connection.
And according to the Zohar, this state of union is actually our source. Before our souls ever descend into this world, they exist in a state of unified wholeness, male and female joined together. Our entire journey in this world, through all its challenges and all its triumphs, is a journey to find our way back to that state of integrated wholeness. It is a quest to mirror the cosmic union of Tiferet and Malchut inside ourselves, inside our relationships, and inside the world. This conscious connected state, that becomes our eternal portion. This entire cosmic drama, this grand love story between the sun and the moon, the bestower and the receiver, it's all waiting on our actions. Our mitzvots, our conscious choices, our acts of kindness and connection are the very things that build the channel, that synchronize the system, that complete the quests. So the question this teaching leaves us with isn't a theological one at all. It's a practical one. What can you do today, this week, to strengthen that connection, to help facilitate that union, and to truly see life? Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.